Fireworks erupted live on GB News as political commentator Chloe Dobs blasted Labour's Rachel Reeves over the spiralling £50 billion black hole threatening working people's finances. Dobs grilled Reeves relentlessly, exposing the grim realities behind broken tax pledges and economic chaos. Cornered by mounting evidence, Reeves struggled to deflect criticism, while former Labour advisor Matthew Laza warned of inevitable tax hikes that would leave voters furious. Then came the hammer blow, as panellists revealed the disastrous impact on Labour's own MPs, leaving viewers stunned and questioning the future of the party. Watch the clip. But before that, did you know that over 95% of our viewers aren't subscribed? We get it, life's busy, but subscribing is free and helps us keep making the content you love. Hit that button. It takes a second and means the world to us. Thank you for your support.
Sir Keir Starmer could be on the brink of his biggest betrayal yet. Do you remember this?
Determined to put money back in the pockets of working people.
We made an absolute commitment in relation to not raising tax on working people.
We will not raise tax on working people. No tax rises for income tax, for national insurance, for VAT.
We will not raise income tax.
He promised no more taxes on working people. No hike to income tax, national insurance or VAT. Well, 2 days ago, it emerged that this
£22 billion black hole.
The £22 billion black hole of £22 billion. Of the £22 billion black hole, the £22 billion in-year black hole
is now a £50 billion black hole. £50 billion. And in order to fill it, Rachel Reeves is almost certainly going to have to hike taxes. Sir Keir Starmer was asked directly if he would increase taxes on working people in the autumn. And he did his usual trick of not answering the question, followed by a bit more nasally guff, delivered with a glazed, robotic look in his eye.
Some of the figures that have been put out are not figures that I recognise, but the budget won't be until later in the year, and that's why we'll have the forecast then, and we'll set out our plans.
There's a marked difference there, isn't there, between his answer to that question and what he was saying in the run-up to the general election, and interestingly, actually, in Parliament as well. This looks like it could be Keir Starmer's biggest betrayal yet if working people get taxed more, surely.
No, actually, I think the biggest betrayal of this Prime Minister is paying another country to take our overseas territory. That is the biggest betrayal. That is the worst thing any state can do to itself. But you're right, this is going to really hit the pockets of working people. What I think this does, actually, far greater than damaging Keir Starmer's reputation, because that's already, down below, what this does is it completely destroys faith in politicians. People all the time say to me, I can't bear politicians. They say one thing, they do another. And the Prime Minister, massive majority in House of Commons, has come in, promised he wouldn't do something, and they are going to do it. And they're doing it not because of the horrific circumstances they inherited, albeit horrific. They're doing it because of their own decisions, political decisions, ideological decisions.
That's the key point. I'll bring you in this, Chloe. I mean, how much of this economic mess is their fault, do you think?
I think that Rachel Reeves has made a complete mess of the economy. Of course, they inherited a not-so-perfect situation, but there's only so many times that she can stand there and say, oh, it's because of this £22 billion black hole that we inherited. She decided to raise taxes by 40 billion quid in the autumn budget and thought that that was somehow going to grow the economy. Consequently, you've got all of the rich people fleeing the country, taking their money elsewhere. Rachel Reeves, before she came in, she thought she could make all these promises about not raising taxes, because she thought, I can just do a big capital gains tax and that will sort it out, that will balance the books. Then she got in and the Treasury ran the numbers and went, no, that's not going to work because a bunch of rich people are going to leave the country. That will barely make you any money. And so she's been scrambling to make any money where she can. Meanwhile, you've got growth forecasts always being downgraded. We had 2 months of negative economic growth, and consequently, there's more money to find. And then you have, for example, the borrowing costs going up and up and up. After she cried, you saw those the bond yields really reflected that, which means you end up with, that's partly why you get these black holes emerging, is because of just the debt servicing cost going up and up and up. And with that...
Set to lose his seat on the back of it. As things currently stand, I think Ed Miliband could lose his seat, Jess Phillips could lose his seat, Rachel Reeves could lose his seat. I mean, it would be absolute carnage for them If taxes go up in autumn, I just think it's game over.
I don't think they need the help of another left-wing party. I think they're toast as it is. I think I think Labour are toast, and the Tories, they are toast. But I do need to respond to that. The idea that you raise taxes on something like gambling and that's going to bring in loads of money. No, people are just going to gamble left. They haven't got any money in their pockets. You raise the price of something doesn't mean that they're going to suddenly start buying more of it. It doesn't work. Raising taxes is not how you get your way out of this. You have to make efficiencies, which is we're having to do this as a party. Reform UK having to do this in our councils, and it's working. Just today, Kent County Council, 2,000...
People are going to be absolutely furious. I mean, they are furious enough as it is because we've had lie after lie after lie over the past year, but this will be the cherry on top that really angers people. And the reality is that income tax rise, it's coming. I mean, Matthew can talk about putting up a tax on gambling, but it might raise a few coffers, and you've still got people saying, oh, don't worry, we'll just do some big wealth tax on the rich and that will sort it out. I mean, did they learn nothing from what happened with the nom-doms and the thousands and thousands of company directors leaving the country? That's not going to work. They're going to have to put income tax up, or Rachel Reeves breaks her fiscal rules. I think income tax is going to be what goes up, and people will be angry, but they're going to have absolutely no choice.
I think
because they've messed up the economy so badly.
I think on income tax they will hold that absolutely sacrosanct.